Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from a sort of interestinglife.com. I've been riding my Mango Bikes Fixie for over a year now. I've put in a good few thousand miles on it, and if we turn the camera around and step up and have a look, I'll say that these are just a few of the things that I've learned. Tip number 1, always wear a helmet. If there's one thing that took me by surprise when I first started riding my Fixie, it's the incredible way that even at very low speeds the bike has got enough momentum to lift you up entirely on one pedal and take your weight and then carry on riding. And it's a difficult thing to explain, but it's one of the reasons why Fixies can be quite dangerous and catch you off guard, because it can literally throw you up and over the handlebars. You're about to see me head towards the camera at a very low speed. In fact, you can see how short a run up I've got. And even at this point about now, I just put all of my weight onto one pedal and it can easily lift my entire body, as you can see. If we see that in slow motion, I hope that demonstrates what I mean about even at such a low speed. There's so much momentum in the bike that you can put all your weight and it can easily lift you. So how much more force can that throw you up with at high speeds or going downhill? Something that's very important with a Fixie is to keep the chain first of all well oiled and all the moving parts nice and lubricated, but also keep the chain tension at a decent level. Now you can see there that the chain isn't drooping or anything, but it is slightly too slack, I think, but not too slack at the moment. I've let it get so slack at one point that it actually snapped the old chain that was on here. But what I've managed to get the gist of now is that I need to keep looking at it, keep my eye on it, and every now and then just alter the chain tugs at the back to just give it that little bit of tension where it needs it. But you definitely don't want it too tight, because then in that case it's even worse in some ways, because it makes it hard to pedal, and obviously then that adds resistance to general rolling on the bike. To be road legal in the UK, a Fixie has got to have a front brake, and as we're in the UK, the front brake is normally situated on the right hand side. And this, it's definitely well worth getting used to, because obviously if you want to turn right and you lift your hand up to signal, you lose that front brake. So it's definitely worth getting used to braking and taking speed out of the bike using the pedals. But I'd also suggest, if you're turning the direction that you have your front brake on the handlebar, then it's well worth slowing down a little bit earlier and a little bit sooner than you normally would. It's also well worth slowing down when you come to corners in general, because obviously as the pedals are constantly turning, if you take a corner quite quickly, then you'll find yourself leaning into one side, and on a normal bike you would tend to have that side's pedal up, whereas obviously on the Fixie those pedals are keeping on turning, and that can lead to terrible incidents. I've had a few times where the pedals clipped the ground, but luckily nothing serious. As with keeping the chain nice and oiled and at the correct tension, because it's always moving, it's also well worth having your seat at the correct height. A lot of people tend to have it a lot lower than they should do, and when you're riding a bike and then raise it up to a proper height from a lower height, when I've been with people, they can't believe the difference and how much easier it makes things. But also, when you are literally having pedals that don't stop moving, even if you're not putting that much effort in, having the effect of a lower seat making it harder to pedal anyway, and then not being able to stop moving your legs, is definitely something that will work against you, even if it might build up your stamina a little bit. But it's definitely not the optimum condition and nothing that I would suggest doing. Get your seat at the right height and then get on your bike. On that note, I'll draw this video to a close and say thank you very much for watching. Check out my other videos for a load more bike riding, especially on this Fixie, trip commentaries and all sorts. A load of kayaking, obviously boating, and also plenty of other random things thrown in. And also a nice few mountains walked. Anyway, subscribe, check out my other videos. Feel free to add me personally on Facebook or Twitter. Like the Facebook page, well over 1,000 likes now. That is absolutely incredible. Thank you all so much. And until the next time, just have a fantastic day, and I hope I'll see you all around soon. Farewell.